Assuming I get this video done on time, today is the official release of the Knuckles the Echidna series on Paramount+, which acts as a sequel to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 film. To celebrate, I wanted to do a video about a game that Knuckles appears in, but we've already passed what would be the obvious game. So instead, I decided to go with a Game Gear title that features him in a very similar role. Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, known in Japan as Sonic & Tails 2, is a direct sequel to Sonic Chaos, a game I covered on this channel a little over 2 years ago. Despite being listed in Japanese as a sequel, that game isn't required reading to understand this one. That said, I'm always down to make people watch my old videos, so you can find that episode in the iCards if you would like it. And while we're talking about those, consider subscribing and checking out some of my non-Sonic videos. The game's English name comes from the trio of threats that Sonic and Tails face during the events of the game. The first of them is, of course, Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik, ascended Captain Planet villain and nemesis of Sonic the Hedgehog. As usual, Robotnik is trying to collect the Chaos Emeralds and gather infinite power so he can build an amusement park. Or maybe a city? It's not entirely clear. Let's just go with world domination, I guess. To help keep Sonic out of the way of his plans, Robotnik has acquired the aid of the Hedgehog's rival, Knuckles the Echidna. A lot of people think this is an inconsistency or just plain stupidity on Knuckles' part, as we just got out of Sonic 3, where Knuckles learned to trust Sonic and not trust Robotnik. Right? I think we need to give our boy a little bit more credit, though. Remember, even though he and Sonic made an alliance at the end of Sonic & Knuckles, the two still aren't friends. And Knuckles is still highly untrusting of everyone around him. The way I see things, he viewed making an alliance with Sonic the same way as he viewed one with Robotnik. He can't trust any outsiders. And even though Robotnik betrayed him once, Sonic was also an outsider, and thus unworthy of trust as well, so naturally he'd be willing to believe that Sonic would do something against him. It's also possible that Robotnik could have framed Sonic for some wrongdoing with the use of Metal Sonic, who also returned in this game. The third foe is Fang the Hunter, a Jerboa bounty hunter who was recently reintroduced to the world with Sonic Superstars. Fang is stated to live in subspace, a sort of world between worlds that forms the Special Zone in this game. People generally assume that it's the same world that the Special Zones from the other games take place in, though that's never directly stated. As far as I can tell, the only other time the word subspace was used in the Sonic series was in Sonic 3D Blast, as a term for the alternate universe the Flickies can travel to. Go ahead and come to your own conclusions about these things. I won't go too deep into it in this video, but it may be worth looking into in the future. The events of the game are kicked off when an accident occurs in Robotnik's lab. Before the events of this game, he had managed to collect 6 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds without Sonic's knowledge, and started testing their use as a power source for his newest weapon. However, something went wrong, and the Chaos Emeralds were scattered. Robotnik managed to take back one of them, but the rest remained out of his grasp, because they had been stolen by Fang, who hid in subspace waiting for everything to blow over. The explosion, of course, alerted Sonic and Tails to the situation, and they came in to collect the Chaos Emeralds and halt Robotnik's plans. It's never stated anywhere exactly where this game takes place, but due to the inclusion of Knuckles so soon after Sonic 3, it's probably somewhere on or near Angel Island. Technically, you can play the game as either Sonic or Tails and not both. However, this is likely just due to hardware limitations, and canonically, I'm sure both of them travel together. So our heroes move through the various zones of Robotnik's influence, encountering Knuckles throughout the game while taking the Chaos Emeralds back from Fang. One point of interest is that during the Knuckles boss fight in Tidal Park Act 3, Tails pilots the Sea Fox, a nuclear-powered submarine that he designed. This vehicle will go on to reappear in Tails' adventure. In Atomic Destroyer Zone Act 3, they also face off against Metal Sonic. Notably, he has the V-Maximum Destroyer move, which has only been used by the original Metal Sonic. And also Infinite, but we're not talking about him today. Either way, this implies that the metal we're fighting here is the same one as was used in the Little Planet incident, rather than an evolution of the Mecha Sonic we saw in Sonics 2 and 3. After the Metal Sonic fight, Sonic and Tails approach Robotnik's inner sanctum, where they find that Fang has also arrived, likely to take the 1 emerald remaining in the Doctor's possession. However, upon being faced with Robotnik's devastating pogo stick, the cowardly Jerboa fled, leaving our heroes to save the day on their own. On the way out of the fortress, they stop by the prison unit to free the captured Knuckles. It seems like there was some kind of tussle between Knuckles and Robotnik after the former's boss fight, showing that Knuckles didn't really trust Robotnik either. And that's Sonic Triple Trouble. On the timeline, I think this game should go towards the end. Since this game is a sequel to Chaos, it definitely takes place after that. I'm not really sure how this game compares to Spinball, as they don't cover a lot of the same topics, but I think it would make most sense if we put this one right after Chaos. However, if you have something that gives more context to Spinball vs. Triple Trouble, I would absolutely love to hear it in the comments or the Discord server. I'm also thinking about doing a larger video discussing the whole Subspace vs. Special Zone conversation, maybe after I talk about 3D Blast, so if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot to do over the next few days, but I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.